Thank you for taking the time to listen to this short presentation. My name is Jackie Vincent and I'm the Chief Moderator for our T-Level provision. As the assessment window for Assignment 2 is now underway, we would like to remind you how final moderation will work and revisit some of the key points regarding moderation of the structured observations. This will also answer some of the questions that we have received during this window. We will cover the following: booking moderation visits, assessments, and arrangements for final moderation. Most of you have already booked your visits with the moderator so that moderation of the structured observations can take place. As a reminder, structured observations are formal, controlled assessments that must be completed within the assessment window. If you have not yet booked your visit, your moderator will send you an email reminder with a date by which you should enter all assessment information onto the schedule of assessment. The moderator needs this information to be able to confirm the visit. Moderators have limited availability across the window due to existing bookings that are already booked and confirmed, but they will be able to advise you of any remaining availability. Once the dates are booked and confirmed, you should avoid amending, and this will enable us to ensure that moderation is completed within a timely manner and within the dates of the assessment window. Once the dates are booked, your moderator will send the sample plan to confirm the dates to be observed during the visit. The T-Level online assessment user guide includes specific guidance for the schedule of assessment, and you can view this in the portal within the support menu. All legal restrictions regarding COVID-19 have now ended. However, we do recognise that many settings may still have additional processes in place that any visitor to the setting will need to follow. Please remember to advise your moderator of any processes that should be considered. As with Early Years Educator Part 1, your moderator will ask for confirmation that they have been given permission to access the industry placement to carry out the moderation visit. Once it comes to the assessment, as you will know, it's all about the planning. The assessment plan should be robust, clearly detailing how the student will meet each of the criteria within the structured observation and how each criteria will be assessed. The plan should identify the criteria to be observed and the criteria that will be assessed through professional discussion. Any professional discussion should be planned, and discussions should be contextualised to the observed activity. Everyone should have a copy of the plan, the student, the assessor, and the moderator, and this will enable the assessor to facilitate the assessment in the most effective way. Continue to use the provided templates on QualHub, and for your information, we now also have editable versions of the documents. Your assessment decision and marking judgment should only be based on the performance of the student during the structured observation. And as a reminder, you should not compare or discuss the marks with your moderator. Final moderation is completed remotely, and this will take place after the close of the assessment window. The grade outcome for Early Years Educator Part 1 should be entered onto the portal by the 20th of May, and final marks for each of the 3 structured observations should be entered onto the portal by the 27th of May. There are no flexibilities to this date. The window has already been extended by 1 month. All moderation visits must also have been completed before the 27th of May. We will contact you periodically towards the end of the assessment window to advise you of any outstanding marks. The first reminder will be sent out prior to the Easter holiday period. It is important to remember if any of your students have withdrawn from the course, they should also be withdrawn from the assessment series. We can only continue to final moderation once we have final marks for the whole cohort. 2 weeks prior to the close of the assessment window, and if you have a cohort larger than 6 students, we will request assessment records for an additional sample of students. Your moderator will share the sample plan with you. You will share assessment records via a secure sharing link that will be included in the email. All files shared should be clearly labelled. We will ask for assessment records for all 3 of the structured observations for each student within the sample. Each file should be named accordingly and clearly labelled as Structured Observation 1, Structured Observation 2, and Structured Observation 3. You should not share any documents with final marks or any marking grids. You do not need to share any further evidence or assessment records for Early Years Educator Part 1. You only need to send the assessment records for those students within the selected sample. The outcome of final moderation will only be confirmed on results day. Therefore, we will not be providing any feedback prior to this. I hope that this will have answered any questions that you have regarding final moderation. Thank you for listening and take care.